Well, hey there, everybody. Welcome back. Good to see y'all. It is. It's good to be seen. You can watch me drink my toxic water flavored with coffee. That's how I like my toxic water. I like it with coffee. Mm. All day long, but in the morning especially. So, uh, it's early over here. What time is it? 7 a.m. Eastern time. I've been up for several hours, and I just I got I got this thought in my head. Why is it so difficult to move forward? I got I got an email from from another country. It says, Ethan, I've been following you. You must feel like you're beating your head on a brick wall. Uh, there's been a lot of times I felt that way. Um, at this point, um, yeah, it still feels that way, but times change, uh, and at this point, I've done so much documentation. I have said so much that it's literally comical. I mean, it is. I mean, don't get me wrong, because what's going on is wrong. It's criminal. There's a lot of negative words that can be applied to what's going on. With regards to my breakthrough discoveries, United States Patent 10933, I want to say 013B1. Let's take a look. 013B1. I decided I should memorize that number. We used to memorize our telephone numbers back in the day when the phone was on a cord. You didn't have caller ID. You didn't know who was calling. Hmm. Why is it so hard to move forward? We have, if you've been following me, you know. If you haven't been following me, here's a couple of pictures. You can find very good pictures on the homepage of the website. This picture here with the red, that's he chewed plaque disclosing tablets. They're a dye. A month later, after using the mouth rinse once a day, he's back to the dentist, chews the plaque disclosing capsules, and there's a tremendous difference. This dentist, who remains nameless in my talks, wanted to conduct clinical trials. The dentist was that impressed. But within a matter of me having these pictures in my hand, a matter of weeks, comes the state with their raids, and they make me a criminal. talked a lot about this. There's so much history between then and this patent being issued, which was extremely hard won when you have the United States Patent Office examiner working against your case and your patent attorney is cooperating with the examiner working against your case. And the time goes on, the years go by, and you keep paying and you keep paying and you keep paying until ultimately you receive a United States Patent and Trademark Office final office action. Patent denied. No patent for you. Like the soup Nazi. It's true. And then I had to fight. And I won that patent. Patent with regards to oral health and formulations from a plant. A plant that has been deemed to have zero medicinal value. Yet, historically, it had been used medicinally for thousands of years. It was part of pharmacopoeia on these lands. It was. And with regards to gum tissue loss, Colgate was advertising that if you have lost gum tissue, it's gone forever and it's not coming back. And they were advertising with confidence with that to promote their toothpaste with fluoride. Pretty sure they have fluoride in their toothpaste. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, I apologize, Colgate. But Colgate was advertising with that statement. And then I come to learn that that statement was from the United States National Library of Medicine. And so all these years of this being declared zero medicinal value, harmful, and for your safety, your servants are going to trespass upon your privacy, bind you, kidnap you, and put you in an administrative process from a private member association that works with your corporate governance in a slave system. When you understand the system, you can understand this comedy routine that's being developed, because it's just idiots being idiots. They're following a command. It would appear they're following a directive. So they take an action. Very powerful action. You get knocked down, face down in the street, trampled over. Man alive. You got to get up, brush off, heal up, get your thoughts together, and figure out what are you going to do next. I'm just bringing a medical breakthrough to the people. We got these private member associations like the American Dental Association, the American Medical Association, the American Bar Association. They all seem to be getting in the way. The National Institute of Health funded $1.8 billion for research under a study title, Revolutionizing the Root Canal. Now I can no longer find the results of that study online. I search and search and search, but it was there and it was easy to find. And so in the fall, the spring, I'm sorry, the spring of 2019, I believe, was the time period, they released the results of that study. If it wasn't in the first paragraph, it was in the second paragraph. Failed to regenerate gum tissue. $1.8 billion. That's $1,800 million spent ignoring the evidence, ignoring the intellectual property that was in process of application. Ignoring all of that. You see, I thought this should be simple. Science. Finally, after decades of anecdotal, I have picture documentation. Where? From a dentist. From a dentist office. A dentist that I had never met at that point in time. And a dentist now that has been in hiding, won't come forward, will not talk about this since 2016. Why is this so difficult? Let's take a look at something here. If I read from the abstract, oral hygiene composites, including pharmacologically active ingredients extracted from one or more species of plants or interbred strains thereof in the cannabis genus, in an embodiment, an extraction process may include techniques to maximize the ratio. I'll butcher this. Tetrahydrocannabinolic acid, THCA, to tetrahydrocannabinol, THC, in an essential oil extract in order to maximize the presence of the non-euphoric THC. I repeat that, the non-euphoric THC. In an embodiment, a mouthwash composite is provided. In an embodiment, an essential oil extract may be applied neat. Neat. What does that mean? It means right out of the syringe. It means neat. In an embodiment, an essential oil extract may be mixed with food-grade carriers, e.g., glycerin or vegetable oil, and or dilutants, e.g., water, ethanol, and used as a mouth rinse in a conventional rinse and spit fashion. In an embodiment, an essential oil extract may be mixed with food-grade carriers and or dilutants and used as an ingestible composition in a rinse and swallow fashion. This is issued. When was this issued? March 2nd, 2021. What's the date today? We're into January 2023. We're going on 2 years of a patent issued. I offer my trade secrets and my intellectual property to the world for free to bring this forward. Now, the entire time that patent was pending, which was from the springtime of 2016 to April or to March of 21. It was like 5 years. Patent shouldn't take 5 years to issue. It shouldn't cost what I paid. And I shouldn't have had to make the arguments I had to make. There's a whole lot of things. So now when the results of that $1.8 billion study were released, that was the spring of 2019. That study was funded in May 2016. Well, the fall of 2018, that's when the examiner from the United States Patent and Trademark Office contacts my patent attorney, and I have the phone record, phone call transcripts, and I have the email from that examiner to my patent attorney wanting me to drop all my claims. And he suggests a claim that he feels will issue, and I'm not a rookie to patents. I'm not all that experienced, but I'm not a rookie. I'm not a rookie to business. I've been in business all my life. Many businesses, some international. I'm very capable of running a business. I'm very capable of starting a business. I've done it many, many times. Successful businesses. Why can't I move forward? Well, states made me a criminal. Yep. And we're dealing with the injustice system. We go way, 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 way back in the way back machine. When the state came with the raids, and now I'm in the system, and I don't know what to do because I hadn't been part of the truther movement. I hadn't been part of the patriot movement. I hadn't been part of the constitutional movement. I hadn't been part of the freedom movement. I was just a guy who lived my life, went and got indoctrinated at the public school. Thank goodness I didn't go to college. I got out in the real world and I started living life in the real world. But I didn't know that I was brainwashed, dumbed down, and screwed. Oh, I certainly knew things didn't feel right. Like, man, it shouldn't be like this. But I didn't know. I didn't. I was too busy making my way, bringing home the money, doing what it took to make the money, right? Getting the job done, taking care of my employees, taking care of my customers. Why? So I could take care of myself and take care of my family. Why? Because that's what a man does. And then the people finally push through a voter initiative. And all of a sudden, there's medical marijuana in Michigan. Now, what if I had thrown my hands up in the air and I had surrendered? Final office action from the United States Patent and Trademark Office denied. But what am I holding in my hand? Can you imagine me standing here trying to push this forward without this and without the story? Because I'm going nowhere with this. Why? Well, like I said, we've got these private member associations and corporate governance that puts fear into good people, like the dentist. There's overwhelming evidence that every root canal tooth is a toxic tooth. Dr. Thomas Levy, a heart surgeon and a bar attorney, talks about the research. He talks about his findings of oral plaques in the high pressure ventricle of 90% of his heart attack patients. Dr. Thomas Levy claims that toxic teeth are the cause of the majority of breast cancer. Dr. Thomas Levy claims that the toxins that are in the tubules of the root of your teeth, when in a molar, that the immense pressure from chewing is more effective at delivering those toxins into your lymphatic system than a syringe. You go to the dentist, why? For an exam and to have your teeth cleaned. Why? Because plaques are harmful to human health, harmful to mammals. People take their pets to the vet to have their teeth cleaned. Children die in the dental chair. Throughout history, people died with a full set of teeth. Why is this so difficult to move forward? We go way, way back into that way back machine. It's my day in court, along with many others that were raided in this area. And guess who's the last one? Yep, that was me. That courtroom was empty. Now, earlier that day, my defense attorney was in that courtroom with another man. And through the grapevine, I've been told that that man was given immunity to testify against me. I know that my defense attorney was in there that day with that man, and that he walked out of that courtroom with that man and then walked over to me and said something to the effect of, "You don't need me. Don't give up your rights." And he walked away. That's my defense attorney. And now I'm there with the prosecutor who has lied repeatedly, the bailiffs and the judge. And I'm facing multiple felony charges. Multiple felony charges. Criminal enterprise, CO. Maybe that means conspiracy. Criminal enterprise hyphen racket, probably racketeering. Controlled sub hyphen delivery. Substance hyphen DEL, I imagine that's delivery. MANUF, I imagine that's manufacturing. And then MARIJ, you can figure that one out for yourself. Two of those charges, felony firearms and maintaining a drug house. And they don't want to hear nothing. They don't want to hear nothing about these pictures. They don't want to hear nothing about that dentist. Now, when we had our voter initiative go through, and people were allowed to have a card that gave them authority to possess this herb and use it, we're being kidnapped and put into that administrative system with charges. And judges here in Michigan were putting out gag orders. The defendant, the accused, could not use as a defense that they were that was recommended by a doctor, and that they had a registration card from the state allowing them to have that substance. That's the kind of stuff that went on here, and a lot worse. Why? Why is this going on? Why can't I move forward with this? Well, what have you done, Ethan? If you're just tuning in, you got a lot of catching up to do, because we're rolling up on 250 videos now, where I've done a lot of explaining of the things I've done, the places I've been. So for Michigan, we had Governor Snyder back then. Governor Snyder didn't have time for it. All right. State Representative, Congressman, Senator Gary Peters, Jack Bergman, Dar Rendon, crickets. Now, I heard Dar Rendon spoke up. It's just hearsay, but someone in a Telegram chat said that Dar Rendon was in the chat and had made a comment. It sounds like this man has a legitimate beef. And then here in Kalkaska, former, I believe it was the mayor, Jeff Setting, called me one day. Apparently, he knows Dar Rendon, and Dar Rendon called him and was asking about me. But other than that, it's just crickets from Dar Rendon. I've been everywhere. I've been all over the world to researcher after research after research. Industry player after industry player after industry player. No one will come forward. $15 million root canal teeth on average per year in America. Now they say, it's $1,000, 15, 16. That's nothing. What about all the rest of the procedures? What about your exams? What about the crown? Yeah, you're talking $3,000, $4,000, $6,000, $8,000 a crown. For what? I mean, for not for a crown, but for a final root canal procedure, complete with the crown. For what? To have a dead body part with no immunity, that's a production factory for bacteria and fungi. Dr. Thomas Levy explains how that bacteria morphs into extremely toxic bacteria. I don't know how to say that. Is it IONA or LONA? Source. January 4th. Yeah, today's January 4th. It is. So this shouldn't be so hard. Let's take a look at something else here in this patent. This issued patent. All right, so in background, I'll go down to the third paragraph. A common problem encountered by most humans is the need for periodic visits to the dentist in order to have teeth cleaned. That cleaning procedure may include the removal of plaque and calcified plaque. In order to reduce visits to the dentist, there thus remains a continuing unmet need for oral hygiene composites, which are helpful at prevention of plaque. And it would be helpful to many consumers if a new oral hygiene composite were available that were effective at removal of plaque, tartar, and calcified plaque from teeth and adjacent gum tissue. What do we have here? You can see very good pictures at www.oralhealthwithcannabis.com on the homepage. Plaque shown in red from plaque disclosing capsules. 30 days later, same process, chewed the plaque disclosing capsules. This dentist wanted to do clinical trials. So far, any dentist I approach with this is standoffish at best. I have a dentist, personal dentist, sent an email from the office manager saying if I talk about this in the office again, I'm barred from the office. I cannot talk about my oral health or my family's oral health honestly and openly with my oral health service provider who belongs to a private member association. That governs their practice of service to the public. Where is the standard of care? Where's the integrity? Children die in the dentist chair. Texas, for my research, when I put my research proposal together, Texas was the only state in the union that had a requirement to report deaths from a dental office visit. This is where I learned that children die in the dental chair. 15 million root canal teeth on average in America per year, everyone a toxic tooth, leading to what? According to Dr. Thomas Levy, 90% of heart attacks. That was prior to the mitochondria issue of recent times. The majority of breast cancers, and can be a cause of virtually any inflammatory disease or condition. My toxic teeth had me on my deathbed. 30 plus years of toxic teeth, and about 30 diseases, chronic conditions. One of the first ones to develop was migraine headaches, severe debilitating migraine headaches, to the tune of one a week for 30 years. My toxic teeth are gone, the migraines are gone. One day I'm going to talk about all those conditions and my healing that I'm still going through, my rejuvenation that I'm still going through, and the battle to bring good health to the people. The Surgeon General's report from the year 2000 stated you cannot be healthy without good oral health. You cannot be healthy without good oral health. So why is this so difficult to bring forward? So this is why I put together that command letter, which I have not posted yet. That's going to really, that could be a very intimidating document served on a dentist. I, I, I it's not threatening, but it is a form of accountability. These public service providers do not have the balls to recommend that the ADA look into United States Patent 10933-013B1. Did I say that right? 013? 013B1, I got it. The 10933, that's been easy. And the B1, that's been easy. But for some reason, that 013, I'm starting to get it in. Let's see. The extension is blocked. That's fine. I don't think I need that extension. So at any rate, it was good to hear from a man in another land. People get targeted for supporting me, so I'm not gonna. I won't even say what country it was, let alone a name. The fear, the cowardice that has allowed this to go on has to change. People need to stand up. Now, it's good to get the reports. Occasionally, I get a report. Somebody's got an oral health improvement they want to tell me about, but they're they're not going to post it, and they're not going to give me something to post because they're afraid. Well, there's been a lot of frightening times. That's just part of life. But all you private member association public service providers for oral health care, you need to take a look in the mirror. All you bar attorneys that get in the way, all you researchers, all you scientists, all you healthcare providers, all you politicians, all you media people, you all got to look yourself in the mirror. And I can just about bet that you're all one day going to be sitting in a dentist chair soon, someday soon. And they'll be using that needle to squirt stuff in there to minimize your pain. Well, they drill and fill and all that other good stuff they do. You know, those x-rays, they're so good for you, right? There's a lot of toxic chemicals used in dentistry. There's a lot of pollution to our environment because of dentistry. This should not be so hard. Visual, measurable, repeatable evidence on the homepage of oralhealthwithcannabis.com. www.oralhealthwithcannabis.com. CANNABIS. That's a guarantee. It is a guarantee. So I gotta talk about this because nobody else will. And yeah, I felt like I've been beating my head against the wall at times. I've been very frustrated at times. I have been upset at times, but I have remained vigilant, always vigilant. And at this point, it's comical. The oppression, the suppression, and the attacks are so well documented, so well documented in my videos and in a lot of paperwork. It's time for a change. And in the process, I've become educated on a lot of other things, like the courts, how they don't operate on truth and fact and law. They operate on assumptions and presumptions and slavery. It's a banking institution for the dead. And it's all wrapped around this birth certificate, this corporate fiction that was created without your knowledge, without your authority, and without your autograph, without your consent, without your approval. It's a fraud. So know who you are and own your authority. Stay out of that slave system. Drag those parasites into your court and hold them accountable. So I gotta get my head back into that command letter and make a determination. I believe I'm gonna post it up on the services page of the website in the documents section, and I think there should be a campaign to serve it on every damn dentist in America. Everyone. There's email list available for about under $150 for every state. Would be so nice to see people step up and volunteer and say, I'll do my state. Get that email list and let the dentists know. They're being given a command to investigate www.oralhealthwithcannabis.com and take action with two action options. One, reject oral health with cannabis and send an email to me that you've investigated it and you reject the entire thing. Or make a recommendation to your private member association for research and use of United States Patent 10,933,013B1 for the prevention and removal of oral plaques, which are harmful to human health, for the prevention of gum tissue loss, for the rejuvenation of gum tissue, where we find tooth realignment, where the teeth tighten together. Formulations that put a protective coating on the teeth that's impermeable to acidics, such as grapefruit juice and apple cider vinegar and orange juice and the such. That's it. Give them knowledge. They're going to want to know why them. Why me? Oh, why me? We get the DEA. We have to worry about my license, my mortgage. Oh, my husband. Oh, my wife. Oh, my kids. Oh, the DEA. Oh, the DEA. Oh my God. Yeah, that's what they're gonna be. Yeah. right? My license. Oh, and that's what these dentists are going to do. They're going to be filled with fear, terror. To do what? To be noble, to be honest, to be truthful, to be a good service provider. Oh, and then what? If I survive all that, nobody will come in to get their teeth cleaned. Almost nobody will come in to get their teeth cleaned. And people won't be having all this tooth decay. And then what? Then the doctors. Oh, we don't have all these diseases from all this poor oral health. We don't have patients. Well, guess what? There were a lot of buggy makers and whip makers and saddle makers back in the day. When an automobile came along, guess what? They had to find something else to do, didn't they? Or would you rather be moving around on a horse today, strapping on your saddle, feeding that horse, cleaning up its shit, hooking up your buggy? Well, that's essentially what you're doing. American Dental Association members, American Bar Association members, American Medical Association members, corporate governance. That's what you're doing. And it needs to stop. That is harm to your fellow man. I petitioned the DEA, provided evidence. It's still listed as a Schedule 1 narcotic, zero medicinal value. What value is the DEA? You see the comedy in this? You see how comical this is, how criminally comical this is. The oppression and the suppression and the attacks are so blatant in your face when you just look at the evidence, you look at the history of everywhere I've been, everything I've done, and where I am and what I'm doing now. So I'll be back to talk about this more because that's my job and because I love you. I want you to have good oral health so you have good overall health. So you got energy and money, cash, currency. All right, everybody. I'll be back real soon. Bye for now.